We're back.
Welcome back to the B Team, episode 95?
95.
Holy hell.
Five more.
Five
more.
Five more. We got to celebrate when that happens.
Mhm.
Maybe bring a cake.
Bring a cake and put some of the bomb sauce on it.
Maybe have Cindy Sweeney pull up. You know, we can work the bomb sauce on
Okay.
certain areas.
It's a family show, Mike.
Sorry. It's a family and friends show.
Yeah.
But
French show.
French. I was watching Zizou highlights, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What a goat.
Yeah. Beast.
What a beast.
Beast.
Let me hear your top. I'm sorry. I got
Yeah, all right. We're going off the rails right away. Here we go.
Top 5 football players of all time. We don't have to go crazy. Just rapid
right,
fire.
well-
Start with 5.
All right. So I want to start from one.
One.
Messi. Ronaldo.
Which one? Cristiano or Brazilian Ronaldo?
Brazilian.
R9?
Yeah.
Respectable. That's 2.
Iniesta.
Iniesta, 3
You asked me who the best soccer players are.
of all time. It's not
Maradona.
Okay.
What am I at? Is that 4?
That's 4.
Ronaldo. 5.
Gotcha.
Best soccer players. And honestly, I'm only putting Ronaldo on there because I don't feel like having people come at me for him not being on the list.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, that's what the show's about.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Respectfully, he has to be on the list.
but respectfully, if you don't think he's the guy, if you don't think he's a top 5,
Gerrard. Kaká.
Steven Gerrard,
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, Kaká. Okay, best goalkeeper all time? Gianluigi Buffon? Iker Casillas?
That one's a little tougher, I think, because you got
Manuel Neuer?
Casillas, you got Neuer, you have Alisson now. Funny how you don't hear about Ederson anymore.
I would throw Manuel Neuer probably number 1. He's still doing it.
Yeah. Well, he would have been heard about a lot more this year had he not broken his leg skiing.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be between Neuer, Casillas, and Buffon.
Fair.
Between those 3, and then I think by the time Alisson decides he's done, people are going to go back and look at it and be like, all right, this guy's probably top 3. And he's not number 3 or 2.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just wanted to ask that because we found out news that FIFA or the World Cup is going to be held
At MetLife.
at
yeah.
MetLife,
Yep.
or I guess in the U.S. because there's going to be a bunch of games there. I would love to go to a game. Obviously, they're going to be so expensive.
Mhm.
But like you said, group stage or knockout stage,
Yeah, we'll go to Philly.
we'll go to Philly. I think we'd go to a cool game there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Woody can get it together. Maybe put grass on the field instead of turf.
He has to.
Yeah, he does.
But
have
he
to.
doesn't really have a choice.
Good. This is a blessing in disguise. Unfortunately, it's going to take 2 years for it to happen.
Yeah.
But it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because Woody needs to learn that grass is much better than turf. Everybody can probably attest to that as well.
Yeah.
But let's we're here.
Yeah, we're alive
Last
still.
game.
We're alive.
We are alive.
We're alive. A
Before,
lot of people didn't think it, but I am still here.
Before we get into that game, I do want to recap that shenanigan event that we went through.
Yeah.
That was all real. That was not BSing just for clicks, dude. That was hot. I mean, it's here for a reason.
I
if you can
cried.
see it. We all did.
I cried.
I mean, we all cried.
We Jimmy V'd it. We cried. We laughed. We smiled.
That the
We
rest.
loved.
We loved. Yes. No. It brought us together as a group.
Oh yeah. We got real close that day.
We had probably we killed 6 Klondike bars immediately.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. No. It had to be done.
It had to be done. We didn't realize that you're supposed to only put a drop on the wings.
That was a major mistake.
Lathered the wings with so much sauce on both sides that we should have probably been arrested for it. But yeah, that was fun. I'm actually glad we did that just because it again brought us together as a group, and it was something more of a challenge that we haven't really done much. I mean, we have our golf, we have our mortals and everything football based, but that was a nice change of pace, something different.
Yep.
I think we're gonna bring that a lot throughout the off season too. Just keep coming up with ideas. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch, but it's a good start, and I think that was something that nobody can take away from us. It's like a college degree.
No, yeah,
we did it. We all did it. We got through it. We did it. But later that night, I was bad. I was down bad. And
recovery, to give you a better representation of how this went, recovery time from when you ate the last wing, so the 10th wing, was somewhere around like 3 to 4 hours. Recovery time, just to get your face to feel normal again, somewhat. Like, I had a raspy voice for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm like curious though, because I feel like there were a couple texts in the GM. I guess he's like, "Oh, like I'm struggling." I texted something, and you were like, "Oh, I was just about to text this too." I don't know what it was, but it was.
Want me to say what it was?
Yeah, what was it?
It was if you made a mistake and you touched your dick.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Dude, so I went to the bathroom upstairs and I washed my hands, and I guess after I maybe had to take a piss.
Yeah.
And later that night, dude, was on fire, and I was like, dude, I didn't even like, my hands were clean.
I slept with my contacts in that night. I was too paranoid to take them out.
Oh yeah, no, I would.
Yeah,
good move.
I couldn't take them out. I brushed my teeth and then I just went to bed. No contacts out. I threw them out the next day.
Did you guys like sleep though? Like, were you comfortable sleeping?
Sleep
like,
was the only thing that made me comfortable.
Did you shit that night?
No. The next morning, felt like someone literally had a blowtorch under me. Literally, like it was like if someone sat there, just like zzz,
Just let it rip.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. It was real bad.
Gas, did you sleep? Did you shit before?
I was pretty much
TMI,
fine when
but-
I got home, but I did shit the next morning at Blue Mountain. I was in the Blue Mountain.
Oh, bro. Honestly, it's probably a good spot to probably shit, dude,
Yeah,
because
you
after you
should've
can
went
just sit
to-
in the snow and you're good.
You should have went to the top of the mountain on your way down, just veer off a little bit behind a tree. Just sit in the snow, cool off. Dude, I just thought of this. If we've talked about going to Austin, like going to a football game, whatever, down in Dallas and stuff, or wherever we go. Anytime we're going to take a flight to go to a game, we should do this the morning before our flight.
No.
Just be those people on the plane.
I've never shit in a plane, by the way.
Because at that, okay, well, listen here. I not that I haven't, but imagine doing this and like you sit down, you're next to someone random, and the first thing you say to them is, "Geez, that bathroom smells." Like, you have to get ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you ain't doing anything with your ass during that, like, you have to get ahead of it, because at some point on that plane ride, it's going to hit you, whether you go or you don't. Like, you got to get ahead of it. I think that would be hilarious, and just see who it really hits the worst.
Purposely buy the window seat and just be like, "Hey, listen, I gotta get back there." Just go like 4 times. If you're that guy on a plane, by the way, go screw yourself. I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
They're landing planes and turning them around and kicking people off that are farting, and it smells really bad. They are.
That's probably
There's
what
been
would happen
reports.
if we did that.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
It's like
so
the Key and Peele show, the Key and Peele skit where he's like, "Yeah, we're looking for them Terry, track them clowns." Like, yeah, that'll be us with like the bomb sauce.
We were addicted to those for a good month there. Like, you and I would sit there and we would just roll through them all.
They were
The-
iconic.
what was it? Oh man,
So
the
funny.
Nazi party ones.
The Nazi, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure. Are we allowed to say that?
No, we can. It's great.
All right.
We're not going to get canceled.
It's a party.
Those are like the least cancel worthy shows, in my opinion. Like
Oh,
Dave
no,
Chappelle
like-
gets canceled. Like a bunch of other guys, but like those, it's like that. I don't know.
They're
I'm
allowed to
offended.
do it.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Can't believe that. But no, regardless, all in all, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I struggled. I down maybe half a bottle of Pepto-Bismol like that night.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't sleep for like an hour. I was tossing and turning. My stomach, I had to like sleep on one side, but I was glad it was over. I actually can taste. I didn't think I'd be able to.
Yeah.
Permanent damage, like we all said.
The
But
funny part is the next day I had pizza and I burnt my mouth, and like that is what I'm feeling the worst about,
pins and needles.
because now my mouth is burnt and I know it's not from the wings.
That was something, man. That was something.
Dude, when I turned to you and asked you, like, is my mouth bleeding? I was seriously, like, concerned. Like, I thought I was bleeding out of my lips, out of my gums. I thought it was just going to be bright red.
We got a lot of good feedback, though.
We did.
But the fact that we lathered up those wings with the sauces was not a rookie move. That was a ballsy move.
That was a ballsy move.
No other group podcast or group of friends are doing that ever.
Every person I talk to, the first thing they say is, why did you guys put so much sauce on it? That's not what they do on the show.
We're different.
And,
We can't be like that.
I don't have a response to that question because we just didn't know.
We showed them up. We showed them up.
We did.
And they can't be mad. No one can be mad at us for that. They can only be happy for us because it's like if you ask someone and you know they're an idiot and they say, I didn't know, you can't be mad at them. You know?
You
Like,
did start off like, I am a bitch.
I told everyone that I was going to cry. Everyone was within a minute of the show. I told everyone, like, listen, I'm a bitch. Well aware of it. I'm going to cry. I am soft. That's what's going to happen. Like, so anyone that was like, oh my God, this kid's crying, like, go back to the beginning, watch the first 30 seconds. I give you a rundown of how I'm going to act. And it happened.
But stop though. That's not considered crying in my opinion. Like I feel like there's different types of crying.
No.
Like, it's like when you get punched
Yeah.
or like something like
No,
a
that's
soccer ball
different.
hits you in the face and you immediately start tearing up.
That's different. That's different. That's not
I
being a
kind of
bitch.
categorize that as what we went through. Like if you're
Oh,
like,
okay. Oh, so I'm a tough guy.
like, you're a tough guy.
I'm a tough guy.
You're a tough guy. I'm a tough guy for that. Like I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys where the
Yep.
ball just hits you square in the face and you just immediately start like
I've been
tearing
punched
up.
in the face by a goalie.
Tony Silva?
Broke my nose. No.
Oh, shout out to you, Tony.
Yep. Shut up.
But I don't know if I'll ever touch this sauce again. But we did clarify that if we go 0-4 or we lose 4 in a row for
Mortals.
Immortals, we might have to open the bomb back.
You
up.
have to take a look.
I don't know, man. It's something. It's got to be
No,
something.
I think whoop.
Just one little.
You gotta dabble it on your finger. Yeah. Just smear it on your tongue.
Oh God. Well, at least we know what to expect now.
Yeah.
So
Sadly.
I'm glad it happened. We'll move on to bigger, better things. Golf is next once I'm healthy. But besides the point, we got one more game.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a great season.
Yep.
I want to get into it. I want to hear. I know you got some stuff written down, some points and whatnot. I do as well. What do you got for me? What are we thinking?
I mean, it's a Super Bowl, and we know that your pick, the Chiefs, like we're riding this thing to the promised land.
Yeah,
not. Are you hedging at all?
If Sam Darnold somehow ends up in the game, I will cash out my bet.
Okay.
For the sake of me loving Sam Darnold, that's the only way I'll cash it out.
All right.
Because I'm trying to, I guess, hedge it in a way with the Brock Purdy Super Bowl MVP and also if it goes to overtime. Obviously, the more likely one out of those two is Brock, which I would win my money back.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to ride this. It's a Super Bowl. It was great value. I'm not a bitch. I mean, there are some things I will like. Okay, the last parlay.
Tough guys. We're tough guys.
We're tough guys. There was multiple instances where I have cashed out and haven't cashed out. The last time I didn't cash out was a UFC parlay, and it was like 50 to win a rack. All I needed was Poirier to beat Justin Gaethje.
He did not.
Never happened. Got fucking knocked out
Yes,
right
he did.
away. And I'm like, wow, could have cashed out 450. Pretty much the same amount what my cash out is now. But I can't let that deter me. I have to just stay confident. This is what I've been riding with, and we're gonna make it back, and we're gonna win some money. I'm in a lot of Super Bowl boxes too. We got money all over the board, man. So I'm confident that they can win this game.
Have you seen the Taylor Swift lucky number 13?
I was gonna bring that up.
Information. Yeah, let's get into that because that is interesting, and I have two ways this could go.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, so her lucky number is 13. She's been to what? This is going to be her 13th game attended. 100 minus 13 is 87. Brock Purdy wears number 13. There's a lot of conspiracies going around with the number 13, all pointed towards the Chiefs and maybe a few pointed towards the Niners. I'm really not looking into it too deeply because I have money on the Chiefs, and it's like, oh, great, everything is favoring the Chiefs. Like, this is a game, if I didn't have money on the Chiefs, I would 100% take the 49ers. It's just what I would do. But there have been a lot of conspiracies. I'm pretty sure one of the bigger ones has finally been debunked with the Super Bowl logo colors. So that's out the window. But this one, who knows? We know that she curses teams, so
I have it up right now.
give me it.
So it's Super Bowl number 58 5 plus 8 is 13. February 11th, 2 plus 12 is 13.
2 plus 11 is 13.
Yeah, 2 plus 11 is 13, sorry. 49ers, 4 and 9, 13. 1 seed versus 3 seed, 13. Taylor Swift has made it to 12 NFL game appearances, like you said, so this will be the 13th.
Yeah.
Her favorite number is 13. She said it on a lot of stuff. Like, whenever it's a 13, she's always good. Like, all this stuff is pointing to it. And
But what's the significance of 13 though? Like
The
what?
the
Because I
signifi-
see Brock Purdy. I'm like,
that's all I
13
see.
Is Brock
That's
Purdy,
all I
and
see.
I hate it.
In
I
every-
hate it so
And
much.
everyone's forgetting that he wears number 13 because everyone's like, oh, like you're fighting God if you're going with the Niners. But I'm sorry, but they got a legend at quarterback. They got Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback wearing number 13. Like, this is everything's pointing to Gassie's guy. He's going to win Super Bowl MVP. He's my pick for MVP. And I honestly, Mike, you know I'm a sucker for these type of stats when I bet. And I might have to just go with the Niners. We might go mano-a-mano in this one.
It's just wild because we're acting like KC are the favorites. Like, they're not the favorites. Like, they are plus 110. And I
Yeah.
think when you even get closer, it's probably going to be a pick 'em. But the Niners have been favored for what? Since last Sunday. You would figure that at some point, with all this talk and all the money going around, that KC would soon to become the favorite, just based off gambling and betting. But they got the Niners minus 130, minus 2.5 is minus 105. Like,
I have some
it
more
seems
13
like
stuff.
they are the underdogs, though. Like,
Yeah.
does it not?
No, I agree with you, and I have more 13 stuff here. RIP Toby Keith. Toby Keith was born on the 8th and died on the 5th. 8 plus 5 equals 13. Purdy's 13. Taylor Swift's favorite number 13. Super Bowl 58. 5 plus 8 is 13. Toby Keith dies at 62 as 49ers can go 6-2 by winning Super Bowl 58. Jason Kelce, number 62, retirement announced, brother of Travis Kelce. This is a story. Dude, Brock Purdy's number 13. There's a reason they're the favorites. And I'm going to tell you the script right now. Every game so far in this postseason, the 49ers are going to come out, score first. They're going to win the coin toss. It's going to be tails. They're going to go down the field, score first. Chiefs are going to take the lead going into halftime. They're going to be winning. They're going to come out, probably get the first touchdown in the second half. And then you know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter? Brock Purdy's going to happen. Brock Purdy is going to cement himself as the MVP when he goes down the field, scores twice to take the lead back, and they're going to win 24-20.
You're giving Gassy a wood right now.
I can see it. I can see it. It's growing bigger and bigger as I speak. That's why I'm looking at you, not looking over there. But like that is seriously like it's really crazy to me what's happening right now. All the 13s, and the only thing that would make this better is if it was on like Friday the 13th.
Right. I mean, dude, if you just look at the teams on paper, you can probably, a big majority of the NFL fans would be like, oh, the Niners look so much better on paper. Like, this is why the Chiefs were plus 950 to begin with. Like, they're not as deep as the Niners are. I mean, okay, no. I feel like the Niners have bigger name players besides Mahomes and Kelce. They got McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Like, for the Chiefs, it's Mahomes, Kelce. You can maybe throw in Pacheco, maybe throw in Rashee Rice. I mean, when it comes to what these players have done in their career, you look at this team. Like, how are they going to lose? Fred Warner, how to forget him?
Yep.
Freaking Nick Bosa. Like, they are loaded on both sides of the ball.
And that's where I
However,
look at this, and I'm like, and you got to remember, they played like dog crap against the Lions at defense.
and Green Bay,
Dog crap,
dude,
both games.
and
You could
Green
say
Bay.
both games. Like, the odds of this defense coming out and playing that bad for a third game in a row. Think of all the talent they have on that side of the ball. And I know, like, you look at that play by Chase Young, that was pitiful. I could have worked hard to get that tackle. There's no way they come out and play that bad once again. Like, they're going to play a little bit better, and now they have to. They have to. If they're going to win this game, they have to play better.
So I have 3 things written down that both Kansas City has to do to win the Super Bowl,
Okay.
and also with San Fran.
Okay.
One of those, I'll start with San Fran, is you got to contain Mahomes. I mean, you just said it here. Like, their defense was not they did not live up to the hype those first 2 games. I mean, they were letting Jordan Love throw the rock a bunch. They were letting Jared Goff just hitting guys wide open. The run defense was not good.
Third best quarterback that was left. Just people forget that.
But it's a big game. I think this is more of a game on the defense because what they have to do, and guess you know this too, like they haven't been playing up to par. I think on offense, you got to get Christian McCaffrey active. I feel like the last couple of games we haven't, like he's still putting up good numbers, but we haven't seen him really get out open into space, doing little running back screens, like doing outside zone handoffs. Like you need to get him the ball active and early, not just later in the game. Like, and I think Kyle Shanahan knows that. He's going to do that. He's not going to shy away. But also, I think what's important for them, and this is again on the defense, they got to blitz, dude. Blitz, Niners blitz. They have to. Like if
Niners blitz.
If there's one thing, I'm going to resort this back to the Patriots. Like if there's one thing that, for example, the Jets when they would play the Patriots in big games when in 2009, they would blitz the hell out of Brady, and like that was the only way to possibly stop him. If you let a big play happen, okay, so be it. But you can't let him sit in the pocket. You can't let Mahomes sit in the pocket because he can also use his legs. Guys, you got something?
We saw what Tampa Bay did in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. That is the blueprint.
There you go.
For beating Patrick Mahomes in the postseason. You have to get pressure in his face. All game. The Chiefs. They couldn't do anything that game.
Yeah.
It was because of the D-line. That was what won the Bucs the Super Bowl.
Yep. I agree. And you gotta make sure that you contain Mahomes in a way. I think that's my biggest take here is don't let him run outside the pocket. Have the edges contain, cover those C gaps, D gaps right there, and just let Mahomes work in the pocket rather than outside of the pocket. So that's where he flourishes because he could either run or he can make a big play. They can do it. I will not. That's why it scares me because we know that the Niners are a good team. They've just had maybe a little bit of some turbulence in the first 2 rounds, but anything can happen in the Super Bowl. We know that. So it's good.
Am I wrong for saying they kind of look more relaxed? Like, have you seen the videos of them at media day and stuff? The team just looks more relaxed. I feel like
the Niners,
like they might have been stressed with the pressure of like we have to get to the Super Bowl. Like this is our year to get to the Super Bowl, and they kind of seemed like after winning that last one with the comeback, like they kind of found their groove there in the second half, and it's almost like they feel like they're back to themselves. And now it's essentially a home game. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the videos again, but like at media day, whenever it was a 49ers player talking, there was clear cheers. And whenever it was a Kansas City guy talking, there was clear boos. At one point, a Brock Purdy chant started throughout the whole stadium. It was just Brock Purdy, Brock Purdy, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but KC will travel well too. I think
No, they always do.
Split. You know they do. But they can they just have to believe in themselves because they played Kansas City a couple years ago with Jimmy G at quarterback. They took the L.
Brock Purdy's a different breed.
Last year in the playoffs, like NFC Chip getting blown out by the Birds. Like they've went through a bunch of adversity and they finally made it back. I mean, they're favorites for a reason. They can do it. They just have to again follow the blueprint and believe in themselves and play their game. They can't play in the hands of Spagnuolo and Andy Reid. Like they just have to play their game. And this is a big game for Kyle Shanahan too, because we know he's a really good coach and he's an elite offensive mind. But this is one where it's like, yo, like you have to win this. Like you've been here before. You've been in the playoffs multiple times. Like you have the team to do it. Finish the job.
He is 0-1, right? At Super Bowls?
Yeah, he's only been in 1 Super Bowl.
Okay, so he's 0-1.
With the Niners. I don't know where else, but
I'm trying to think. Does that same stat go for coaches? It can't, right?
What do you mean?
If you go and lose your first one?
No.
It can't, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, good. So I'm back in on the 49ers.
That's a big stat.
I got stressed for a second there.
That's a lot of data. That's a lot of data that we do not know.
This just became a massive game now I'm thinking about for Brock Purdy. First Super Bowl. If he loses this, they might as well get rid of him and draft a new quarterback.
That was actually a question I had. Like, if they did win, like, what does this mean for Brock Purdy?
That's what I had.
Really?
Dude, let's go.
I feel like there's only one guy that can answer this.
Where like, where does he rank for quarterbacks in the NFL if he wins this? Because right now everyone's shitting on him, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just look at the stats. He's one of the best quarterbacks. I'm going to kind of speak for Gas here. I think he would say the same. But the kid is playing so well, and he's honestly been the best quarterback in the league this year, consistently week to week, right? The two that were at MVP, you look at their season, there was games where you were like, yo, I don't know if they got this. I mean, Dak Prescott the whole year was up and down and up and down. Lamar, I mean, we saw what he did in the playoffs. Brock Purdy is the one constant that's just like from day one till now. There was one game that people questioned him. One game, and it was the Ravens. One game.
He's a very, I think how fans like ourselves, might not just be us three, but other people out there, how they will view him is they're going to think he's a system quarterback. That's just how it's going to be. But I know it's going to drive you guys crazy. I know. That's what I think other people are going to think. It's going to be hard to kind of rank him just because of that. But I know he believes it. I believe it. You believe it, that he actually is a athletic, very like consistent quarterback that puts up great numbers.
I feel like we have a big Star Wars thing going on here. Patrick Mahomes came and was supposed to be the savior. He's supposed to protect and, like bring balance, you know what I mean? Like end the dark side. But I'm starting to think Patrick Mahomes was Anakin and Brock Purdy is our Luke.
Yeah.
I think Brock Purdy's our Luke. I think he's the true next in line for the GOAT status. I really do.
All I know is...
I'll answer your question from before.
Here, you want to come over here?
Yeah.
Come on over. Come on over.
I'm going to keep this short. But
okay.
I will answer your question.
I don't know how far I can get this over for you. Go ahead.
All right, so to answer your question from before, what does this mean for Brock Purdy if he wins? He's right there with Mahomes. I mean, an NFC Championship appearance in his first season where he had only played like 6 or 8 regular season games. No one thought he was supposed to even play. NFC Championship appearance. If he gets a Super Bowl victory in his second year, I mean, just look at that in terms of his career resume. The first 2 years of that resume are almost unrivaled. It puts him right there with Mahomes. If he wins, it's him and Patrick Mahomes and then everyone else.
Do you think
that's where it puts him if he wins?
Do you think it's too early to kind of put him on the legacy scale?
No.
You don't think it's too early?
Bro, if he NFC chip in his first year, Super Bowl appearance in his second year. I mean, we haven't played the game yet, but that's already a crazy resume.
For sure. I mean, you don't think it's like too small of a sample size, like compared to Patrick, because obviously his sample size is a lot
Purdy's
bigger.
Career
if it like is on the same trajectory,
if he takes a shit somewhere down the line, then you never know. Maybe it'll happen, but as of right now, there aren't many quarterbacks ever who have the resume that he already has.
For sure. No, I agree with that.
So if he wins this game, that's very big. It's just him and Pat and everyone else.
Now, I want to add something here. Can you guys name me the last quarterback that entered into the league and went undefeated immediately?
What do you mean by undefeated? In the regular season?
Brock Purdy went undefeated in the regular season immediately. Didn't lose a game his first year. Roll your eyes all you want.
No,
give me any rookie quarterback that came in, had to take over like that, and went undefeated, went to NFC Chip.
What was his ending record? 7-0. He was 7-0.
7-0.
His rookie year.
Won one game in the playoffs, I believe, and then lost.
He's probably the only one.
Only one. Yeah, exactly. And there's a reason he's the only one, because he is going to overtake for Tom Brady. He's going to win a Super Bowl in year 2. When did Tom Brady win a Super Bowl? His first one.
I'm not sure. Probably year.
Can we look it up? Can we look it up? Because this is big. This is big.
Mahomes? Was it his second year, or is there?
I'm counting his first year in the league, because Brady played his first year.
He didn't play his first year in the league.
Did he not?
No, he sat the whole year.
Okay, so he played his second year.
Played his second year.
All right, so Brock Purdy's already ahead. He had the balls to play this first year.
What am I looking up?
And went
again?
Undefeated.
Brady first Super Bowl.
Yeah, what year was it?
2002.
So that was second year, right? Yeah?
No, he made his Super Bowl debut as a second year quarterback. Yep.
So second year. Okay, so they're on the same scale there. The only difference is that Tom Brady took a whole year to sit behind someone like Mahomes did. Brock Purdy, he came in with 7 games left and balled out.
I mean, it's paid off for everybody. It's paid off for San Fran. It's paid off for Kansas City. It's paid off for Tom and the Patriots.
How long did Tom Brady play for?
Long time.
20-some years?
Around like 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, so Brock Purdy's on pace to pass him.
I can definitely attest to that though, guys. Like, regardless of this whole game manager rumor BS and everything that like system, these system quarterback, like you can honestly say that for so many quarterbacks, like, but none of their fans want to believe it. Like,
when did he become when was being a system quarterback and managing a game to a victory a bad thing?
Like,
when did that become a bad thing?
Okay, thank you. And that's my point though. It's like you can call someone a system quarterback all you want, but like, isn't that what you want? Essentially, like if your Dallas Cowboys were in the same position and Dak was a system quarterback, would you be pissed? Like, oh, he's a system quarterback. I hate that we have him. Like, no.
I take any quarterback that can systematically manage a game to a victory week after week after week. I would take that week in and week out over someone that you don't know what's going to happen.
And that's why, like, I think the whole system quarterback thing is BS. If you're trying to talk about like specific, like, oh, who is the most talented quarterback ever, or just in what year or whatnot, like, okay, this is a different conversation to have. Like, I think personally, like, talent-wise, raw arm talent, like speed, athleticism, like Mahomes is up there. Like, Dan Marino, like some people think he's the same. Josh Allen, if you look at him, he can be, not saying he's the greatest, but he's on that, like, raw talent, great arm, can run. Like, there's two different types of conversations you have with that. But if you're talking about the greatest of all time, you're incorporating everything.
Yeah.
The team, I mean, this is what people say though. Oh my God, what was it? I forget now.
You're pulling a Jameis Winston.
I'm pulling a Jameis Winston.
He just said to have fun and enjoy it.
Oh no, it was
really
like
focus on the work.
Super Bowls aren't, or wins aren't a team stat, something like that. I forget. I'm literally drawing a blank. But
Wins aren't a team stat.
I forget. I don't know.
People say wins aren't a quarterback's.
Yes, thank you. That's what they say.
So,
but I mean, it makes sense in a way. But like, that's why I kind of hate these discussions, because
the thing is, dude, like, you can say wins aren't a quarterback stat. Okay, but at some point, when you reach a certain level of success, they do become a quarterback.
Thank
stat.
you.
Because look at
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Thank you.
Yes.
His wins not a
Exactly.
quarterback stat.
You could
Exactly.
say the defense
Yes.
won you the game, but at some point you have to say the quarterback touched the ball every single play and you guys won the game by scoring more points than the other team.
And then after years of their career, you see what tends to happen when they touch the ball and lead your team. Like,
Yes.
it does become a quarterback stat. You
Yes.
see if a guy's a winner.
Like exactly. And when I think about that, like the first game that comes to mind was the Patriots versus the Falcons. Like, oh, you don't want to incorporate that into someone's greatness. Like, what do you call that then? Coming back from 28 down 28-3.
So you know
putting
what?
the ball
You know
in
what?
Mahomes in Brady's hands.
If wins aren't a quarterback stat, fine. Put them all in the GM and the owner. Players don't get anything. No, take them all out of the Hall of Fame. Take all the picks out of it. Everyone gets the same amount of picks, and you can just buy your players, and it'll be like soccer. And you know what? The only people that go into the Hall of Fame because they're the ones that won are the owners and the GMs. Screw all the players. Take everyone out. Owners and GMs only in there. And let's see how everyone likes it.
The only thing that's stopping Brock right now is Brock Purdy. Like, if he's got the talent. Like, I think this is what we're going to see probably for the rest of his career. Like, this is Brock Purdy.
As long as
what we're seeing right now.
Yes, and if he doesn't turn the ball over, he's the best quarterback in the league. Him and Mahomes. I'll get him and Mahomes. If they're on their game and they aren't turning the ball over and trying to do too much with it, they're the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Like, would you
After
there
Tom
are
Brady.
no other quarterbacks I would take over Patrick Mahomes.
Tom
and then
Brady.
you can do all of these hypotheticals like, oh,
Well,
what if Lamar
are
was
you
on
taking
San
Tom
Fran?
Brady
Like,
or Patrick Mahomes? So ready on the Jets right now. Are you taking Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes in their primes? So Patrick Mahomes now, Tom Brady in his prime.
oh man, it's tough. It's tough.
Patrick Mahomes.
Like, I
You're
feel like
taking
I
Mahomes? I'm taking
lean like
Brady.
55% Mahomes. Like, I'm leaning a little Mahomes
And that's
just
fine.
because of that running ability that Tom never had.
That's fine. You have that youthful mind. You don't know who Tom Brady is.
Get out
all
of
right.
here. Get out of here. But this is the thing though. Like, I hate when
Either way, we have Nate Hackett, so it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we have freaking Liberty's whole line, dude. It
The
doesn't
offense
matter.
is screwed no matter what.
Like, I hate when people are like, "Oh, what if this person
we
was
have
on
Liberty's whole line.
like, people, oh, like what if Lamar was on this team? Like, yeah, like what if he'd probably be just as good, maybe even better, but we will never know. Like, that's what I hate. It's like, but like you just can't compare it like that. Like,
Yeah.
he is what he is, and people always just try to find a way around it. And that's what gets me so sick about judging quarterbacks. Like, everyone would always come at Brady for that. Like, oh, top defense, like, system. But, like, dude, it worked. And they built a system around him that worked for him. They're doing the same with Brock. They're doing the same with Mahomes. They're doing the same with Lamar. Like, it's just a bunch of BS, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Good conversation.
I want to go through one more thing because we have to touch on it.
Wait,
before we move
too.
on?
Me too. 'Cause I want to say 3 things that Kansas City needs to do. If people
all right, we'll
wanna
save
listen.
those for the end because I want to do something
Sure.
on the way out. So you and I always talk about how, not necessarily on the show, but how stuff just seems fishy in the NFL sometimes. Maybe not for like.
Sal, I don't want to get canceled.
No, we're not going to get canceled for like, not for every game, but there's just times where you look at it and you're like, that's weird that just happened. And
Everyone called me crazy.
CBS Sports chairman joked that the NFL alerted them that we will have a double overtime Super Bowl for the first time ever. And now he was joking, but it's like,
Great, I got a bet on it.
it's like, why would he bring that up? Like, why was that the first thing that came to mind when he was asked about the game? And
Because they try to put everyone in turmoil.
I know. But now here's where I don't want to talk about NFL being rigged because I don't think they rig it too much. But do you think in our lifetime we'll ever see a double overtime Super Bowl?
Yeah,
You do?
I think so. Probably more likely than a Jets Super Bowl, so yes.
Even under the same, like the rules that we have now? I feel like the rules would have to change for us to ever see that.
Yeah, they would have to change.
They would have to go to like a you have to play the whole quarter type of thing. And whoever's winning at the end of that overtime.
I feel like after the first overtime, if it goes to a double overtime, the first team that scores wins. It's going to be something like that just to get it done.
So here's something that I think would be interesting if they did this whole double overtime thing without like the current rules. So you play 4 quarters, you go to overtime, you play just a normal quarter. I don't know why you're laughing.
You always find the most like funniest stuff to talk about. I feel like you always have a plan. You plan something in your head. You're like, we did this with the Pro Bowl, dude. And like, who thinks about this? If a game goes to double overtime, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, dude. So hear me out. So you play the 4 quarters, normal football. You go to overtime, you play normal football again for the however long you want to. We'll make it.
What does that mean, normal football in overtime?
No, so you just play like it's not like first score wins or like if they score a touchdown, then you
Okay.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you can kick a field goal and still be in the game. You gotta finish out the whole overtime.
Yeah,
quarter.
gotcha.
All right. So you play that whole quarter. If it's still tied after that, all right, you go to
Double
overtime, and now you can only score touchdowns. Kickers are totally taken out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Only score touchdowns. So like you could go 4 and out because you have to go for it on 4th down. This would be electric. Imagine being on like kickoff. No, actually, I'm going to switch it up on the fly here. You have to start the ball on the 40-yard line. All right, so you start on the 40-yard line because you can't kick field goals. Fuck it, it's the NFL. You got to start on the 30. So you got to go all the way down the field and score. Imagine.
Why don't you start at 25 at that point?
No,
Make it normal. You have to go up 5 yards?
No, you got to go up 5 yards.
Then why would you go on the 30?
They're just kids.
Oh, my God.
So you go on the 30. Hike, you get sacked. Now you're on the 25, 20-yard line. And now you got to go for on 4th down. You could get screwed right there. But then the other team can't kick a field goal to win, so you could stop them.
But can you
And
punt?
this could just be a back and forth and back and forth.
Can you punt?
No punts. No, like
So no kicking,
there's no feet.
punts.
There's
so they
no
just,
feet allowed.
wow.
Yeah, imagine. It would be electric. It would be awesome. It's great. It would be awesome though. Like Roger, come on, man. Like this would be so fun.
Nah, it should be 7 on 7.
And think about it. People would be cheering to get no. This would be way more fun.
7 on 7.
No, because think about it, if you can only score touchdowns at the end of that second overtime, you might have to go to a third because it's not like you can get 3 or like it's 7 and then you miss the extra points. Now it's 7. You know what I mean? Like it's 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Let's just do a coin toss. Coin toss decides the winner.
Patrick Mahomes won't fly for that. So
That would be
Roger won't
wild. Imagine Roger Goodell just pull that out. Like, double overtime. Like,
Double
we haven't
overtime.
been here before.
Roger
it's
just
coin
walks
toss.
out
You
with
didn't
a
know
coin,
that?
his face on one
Just
side.
a massive coin. Just
Yeah.
one big coin. You can't even flip it like this. You just got to flip like a burger.
Yeah,
Bam.
it's like a big plate.
Yes.
One side has
You're making-
Roger's
we're
face,
making
the
a
other one
cake.
has Mahomes.
And that's what decides the winner. And if you
Yeah.
lose, then that's just a terrible, terrible beat.
Oh, ready? Here's what he would do.
I hope it
It would
goes
be
to the
Roger
team.
on one side, Mahomes on the other. If Roger flips it, you get to play another quarter if it lands on his face. If it lands on Mahomes, Even if the Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl, Mahomes just gets the
wins.
Super Bowl. Yep. He's Rodgers' favorite son.
How do you think about this
But
stuff?
before we go, Mike, give me your pick for the Super Bowl and a reason or two why they will win. We all know what your pick is. I'm going to give mine then.
We're going to go. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback we've seen. And Andy Reid, Travis Kelce's going to go out with a bang. Maybe actually, I'm not going to say that, but maybe propose after the win to Taylor Swift very early.
That's plus like 100,000 right now in the books.
Beautiful.
It is.
But no, they're going to win. They got the momentum, the experience, and Mahomes is, you can't go against greatness.
All right. I'm going 49ers. I'm a sucker for storylines. Taylor Swift 13, Brock Purdy 13. Brock Purdy is the best player in the league this year.
All of a sudden, I got to bet on these guys, and then you guys want to go against me.
And lots changed in a week. I lost my train of thought. No matter what, 49ers money line. That's what I believe in. 24-20 Niners.
Make him do hot ones, and now he hates me.
Gas. Yell your pick. I think I know it. San Fran. Because of Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lucky number 13.
There we go. Well,
Sorry, Mike.
It's okay, but
I hope that we get the – I mean, I have money on the Chiefs already.
you do. You're riding with me.
So, like –
So it's
but
like 50 to win, like 500?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm pulling Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. That's it, guys. Thanks again.
Yep.
Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see you then.
Shout out to the Eagles going to Brazil.
Oh,
They hate you so much. Goodbye.